Hi there, my name is Tess and I am most Kenyan. First of all, what does most Kenyan mean to me? It means that I love my country and I am willing to do my best to ensure that it is a better place. So I am a youth advocate as well, and that is what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to talk about youth advocacy, not just in various areas, but in general. So mostly I do my youth advocacy in SDG 16, but now for this video, I'm going to talk about it in general, and because I know not everyone does youth advocacy for just SDG 16. Youth advocate is a person, not necessarily a young person, but just a person who acts in the best interest of the youth that they represent or that they work with. So you can be a youth advocate in your own right, as long as you are working for the better conditions and also for the betterment of the young people around you or those that you work with. So that is a youth advocate. Lately, it has become an established framework in communities and in societies to empower young people through their own actions to take charge and to influence change through their own actions for issues that affect them. So it's encouraging young people to take action and do something about situations around them. So that is mostly the established framework that is there right now. So it's mostly based on human rights principles. So basically, if you are a youth advocate, you're practicing your own human rights through your advocacy and also encouraging others to do so. You can educate other people, which is what I do myself. You educate other people based on whatever it is, the issue that you've chosen to address with your advocacy. You educate other people around it. It doesn't have to be so hard. It can just be a community meeting. It can be held at a chief's camp. It can be held in a social hall. Just educate people about whatever it is you're advocating for and let them know about what you're doing so that they can support you in any way. Another thing you can do is vie for positions of influence. It can be a political seat, it can be a leadership seat in a company or an organization or in a group. So vie for those positions that you can be able to implement as you advocate. Yeah, it's much easier if you're in a position of leadership. But if you cannot, you can also advocate for legislation, especially when it comes to governance and governance issues, political issues. You can advocate for legislation. This can be done in various ways, and this is a whole training that we do on how young people can advocate for legislation. You can write a memorandum, you can write a petition, you can send it, or you can go for a public participation forum so that you can advocate for legislation. You can also hold peaceful and organized demonstrations. Please note it's peaceful and organized, unless you want to be tear gassed. Yeah, but you can actually, or if you're not able to organize one because of resources maybe, or your mobilization capacity, you can join one that actually advocates for your cause, and it helps you because you share your experience from that demonstration or probably publicize it as well. So you can join in one or you can organize one. You can create public awareness campaigns either through social media or you can do it offline. It still works, especially if you're in the rural areas. Doing one on social media might not be as effective, but if you are able to do one offline, probably how do you do it? You use these microphones, kipaza sauti. Yeah, I don't know the English name, but I see them being used in rural areas and they're very effective to pass the message, and especially if you're using the vernacular that is used in that area so that everyone can be able to understand the message. You can even put around posters. I remember I went to one rural area and I saw that and it was very effective. And you can use a person of influence to help you with that, probably the chief or the ward administrator, or even the MCA or the heads of the Nyumba Kumi in the area. They can be of assistance. You can do a survey online. You can do a survey so that you can be able to understand the issue much better, and also now share the results that you get from your survey so that you can show the impact of the information, the impact of whatever you did the survey on is. You can raise money for a cause. Lately there are so many ways you can raise money. There is mchanga, there is pay bills, there's so many ways you can raise money. Just have a strategy around it so that you can be able to be genuine, so that people don't start thinking you're just trying to steal, which is very common these days. So just have a strategy around it and join hands with people, or you even do it alone, but raise money for a good cause and show how it will be used. Yes. So lastly, you can also write a letter to a company if the issue is with a company. If for example, if it's a company that is polluting the environment, you can write them either an open letter or a closed letter. An open letter means you can put it out on social media, which I see most people doing lately. Like they write an open letter probably to the president, to KPLC, to just to any company, so that you can be able, because of an issue that you feel is affecting you as a result of them. So you can write an open letter, or if you feel more comfortable writing a closed letter, then you can still do that. So yes, I am endorsing this message that youth advocacy can actually bring change in our communities, and I urge you to become a youth advocate. And you can check us out. Our social media is the Patriotic and Democratic Institute. We are young and growing, and we look forward to engaging with young people, not just in Nairobi, but all over this country. Wishing you all the best.